Hi, what's up? I am Dr. Burgundy Collins, and welcome to Chiropractor in Real Life, where on this channel I discuss the highs and lows, successes and failures of running my own solo chiropractic practice. On this channel, I also share insights and mindsets that can help us all live a little bit better. Now, tell me if you can relate to this. Do you feel as though every day is just like the day before? That there's really no difference between Monday or Wednesday or Thursday or even Friday? I don't know about you, but I am actually feeling as though my life is just an extended version of the movie Groundhog Day. If you haven't seen Groundhog Day with Bill Murray, it is a classic. I highly recommend it. And I may be showing my age, but that movie is a classic. But I digress. That is exactly, though, how I have been feeling. I really couldn't put my finger on it to figure out why does every single day feel like the same. And I have figured it out, and I'm going to share it because it may be the answer to your problem if you're experiencing this as well. Now, last week I was wrapping up the writing of my fifth book, which is currently available on Amazon. I have the details down below. And I got to the section where I had to write the part about the author, which was me. So basically, I've done this before. I was simply copying and pasting a bio that I've already written, and I was putting it in the section of this brand new book. Now, after I copied and pasted, I read it, and I noticed that everything pretty much that I have written down in the bottom of this bio, in terms of the things that I like to do in my spare time, I don't do anymore. For example, some of the things in my bio that I have written were that I love Pilates, I enjoy pickleball, I love running and gardening and read, all this great stuff. That was true, but it doesn't really reflect how my day-to-day or even my weekend life is now. And that's when I realized that's the problem. That is what's missing in my life. Hobbies. I currently, at this moment, don't really do any hobbies. I have things that I like to do, but as far as actually doing them, child, I haven't seen a hobby in months. And it's being actually reflected in my mental and emotional well-being. I don't really feel as though I'm experiencing a full life. As I mentioned earlier, I feel like something is missing. Everything is mundane. And the problem is I am simply not incorporating hobbies. And that is what we are going to discuss today, because maybe perhaps you can relate to every day feeling like the same. And I bet you the reason why is because you are not incorporating hobbies into your routine. Okay, so without further ado, let's get right into it. Now, hobbies aren't just a way to pass the time. They're actually essential part of a well-rounded, healthy lifestyle. Now, when we participate in hobbies, we usually enjoy it, right? So when we do participate in hobbies, maybe things such as painting, hiking, gardening, or any other kind of hobby that you enjoy doing, your brain is going to release chemicals, feel good chemicals like dopamine and serotonin. Now, these are the same chemicals that actually reduce stress and make you feel happier. Now, if you participate or do some physical hobbies like dancing or yoga, they not only improve your fitness, but they help to release natural happy feelings such as chemicals like endorphins and enkephalins, and those are also your body's stress relievers. Now, here's something cool. As a chiropractor, I can tell you that hobbies involving movement like yoga, Pilates, Tai Chi, softball are great for improving posture and spinal health as well. All right, so let's talk about the different categories of hobbies, okay? Because there are different types of hobbies. So number one, it's probably something we're all familiar with. It is the creative hobbies. So things like painting, writing, cooking, they give you a way to express yourself and spark joy. And they're amazing for reducing stress and improving our focus. The next category of hobbies are physical hobbies. So things like swimming, hiking, running, and even gardening can keep you moving, boost your fitness, and improve your overall fitness and health, right? The third category is mindfulness hobbies. So things like meditation, things like journaling, even taking care of plants help to focus your mind, sit to your mind, and bring you into the present moment. The fourth and final category of a hobby are social hobbies. So things that you probably do already that you may not consider hobbies, but things like joining a sports team, maybe your job has a sports team, or a book club. Those things help to build relationships and strengthen your sense of community, which is essential for emotional well-being. Now, the question is how do you find the perfect hobby for yourself? Well, the first thing you have to determine is what do you enjoy doing, number one? And number two, what is something that you would like to learn or something that you would like to pick up? Now, I'll discuss right now or share with you some of the hobbies that I actually love doing. And I'm actually getting back into it, right? So the hobbies that I really love doing are now don't judge me, are putting to it's a safe space, are putting together puzzles. I know it sounds like I'm a golden girl, but I love putting together puzzles. That is my thing. If it's 500 to 1,000 pieces, that is my jam. The kind of puzzles I like, if you're just interested in buying me a present, are like the puzzles that are like artwork. So like Van Gogh, Klimt, Warhol, like any kind of artwork that is made into a puzzle, I'm all in it. Okay. Anyway, so I like putting together puzzles. I also love, because I'm artsy. Okay, I love doing art. I've been drawing forever. Right now, I've actually really during COVID, gotten into digital art. So here's an example of some of my digital art. My digital art is all over my office. People compliment it all the time. I actually used to sell my digital art on a website called artdoc.co. And you can get the art like not only on canvases, but mugs. And I'm not plugging, so let me move on. Also love to read. So my hobbies are also including reading, and I put my reading into different categories. Y'all think I'm a nerd? Okay, whatever. So my reading, and I actually had to change this year because my categories that I would normally do for reading, I will always read something that was for me, some self development, like mental stuff to help me like be better, right? Just mentally. Something that's business related. I probably read like the first chapter of this book, haven't picked it up. And then things that I interest me. Because it's also one of my hobbies. Beekeeping. Yeah, my goal is to have a backyard full of, well, not a backyard full, but I want at least 2 to 3 beehives. So one of my hobbies in the last couple of years has been learning to be a beekeeper. So I've been training hands-on on how to keep bees. And I just haven't done it lately because I moved away from the garden where I was training in July, and I just haven't done it again. But I'm getting back into it. That's my goal because I want my bees. Okay. In addition to that, Pilates, running, meditating, journaling. I also have one of my journals here at work with me today. I love to journal. I've been keeping a diary since elementary school, and I have all my diaries and journals since I started writing. Since I started writing my diaries, writing my diaries as a young girl. All the angst of being a teenage girl, all the boys that I liked, and all the drama at school and fun times. So I document just about everything. So those are some of my hobbies. So, but also a hobby of something I want to learn to do that my sister and I are going to be doing together this spring is horseback riding. I've always wanted to horseback ride or ride horses like on a regular basis. I just want to be somebody who could ride a horse. I've been watching Yellowstone, and I like seeing them cowboys, and I want to, be able to, move around in that world. Okay. Not just for the man. I guess we're about to, move around in that world because I'm really intrigued with the cowboy life. So something I'm doing this spring is learning how to horseback ride. Okay. So when you want to determine what hobbies that you want to do, first consider what you may already be doing that could be considered a hobby, but not only that's something that you enjoy doing so that it's easy to introduce and implement in your life, and also consider something that is kind of new, kind of cool that you would like to do, or something that you have always wanted to do. Now, for me, I have noticed the biggest reason why I had to cut back on some of my hobbies, and I'm just going to be real, it's money. Okay. In Biden's economy, and I try to get political, the numbers have been kind of low here at the office, which is all good because they're getting better. Thank you, God. But I had to cut back and be a responsible adult and cut back on my favorite hobbies. And one of my most favorite hobbies I've started doing in the last 3 years actually 4 years now, is Pilates. And I love doing Pilates in the studio. I love using that reformer. I love going to the classes. I love hanging out during the class. I just love everything about going to a Pilates class that has the reformer. And I have not been able to do it because Pilates has been a little, I'll just say I benefited from financially from cutting back. Okay. But money can be an issue when you want to do a hobby. There's some, things cost. It is what it is. I live at a DMV and things are expensive. There's some hobbies that I want to pick up and I haven't been able to exactly pick it up because I didn't have not wanted to incur that extra expense. For example, I really want to learn how to do the pottery with the wheel, but again, that ain't cheap, right? So I understand that hobbies can cost quite a bit of money. They can be expensive, and that could be a deterrent. So now we're going to talk about hobbies on a budget. And it's actually something that my sister brought up the other day when I was talking about Pilates. Of course, there are hobbies that we can do that don't cost anything. Like I love running. I'm just somebody, I just love to run. It doesn't cost anything to run. I mean, you have to invest in a good pair of running shoes, but besides that, it doesn't cost anything to run. So if you're looking for fitness or physical hobbies, you can find plenty that are available just on YouTube. So running aside, if you want to learn Pilates or yoga, you can learn that right on YouTube. Just follow along with the YouTube channel, and YouTube is absolutely free. Meditation. I meditate all the time. I've been meditating since the 90s. If you want to learn how to meditate, again, YouTube. And if you want to do hobbies such as like reading, you don't need money to read. You can just get yourself a library card or borrow books from people, and joining a book club doesn't cost anything besides actually getting to the book club. So there are hobbies that you can do that don't break the bank. A garden. Garden does cost money. Let's be real. Because you got to buy the plants, you got to buy the seeds. I have a planter. I like the lettuce planter, but I also grow out the ground. But so learning skills. I've been learning to cook certain things. I'm an excellent cook, by the way. But baking bread is one of my hobbies. So I got my Dutch oven, which was gifted to me, and I bake bread quite often. I learned how to bake bread from YouTube. So, of course, there's some hobbies that we can do that absolutely cost lots of money. So, things such as Pilates and horseback riding and these photography classes, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But there are also hobbies that don't cost a thing at all. So, like walking, hiking, journaling, reading, and all those things I mentioned that you can do just from looking at YouTube. So, basically, hobbies do not have to break the bank. Now, personally, I found hobbies like Pilates and meditation and running and beekeeping and baking bread have honestly been a game changer for me. And I know that once I implement these hobbies back into my regular life, my days are no longer going to feel like Groundhog Day. Okay, I know for a fact I'm just going to feel better, and I'm looking forward to incorporating those things. So the next question is, how do we incorporate the hobbies that we decide that we want to do again or start fresh with? The thing that I found to be helpful for me is simply to just put it on my calendar. Just write it down or put it in your calendar on your phone or on your computer. Once it's in your calendar, then it's going to happen. That's how I operate. If it's not on my calendar, it doesn't exist. Put it on your calendar, make plans for it, and then you're more likely to do it. Okay, and start off with the hobbies perhaps that have a lower threshold. Maybe something that doesn't take as much time or take as much money, or are easier for you to get to. Start small and then work your way up. Okay, so I encourage you, if you want to feel like each day is a gift unto itself and it's not so boring and not so mundane and not such a drag, begin incorporating hobbies. I'm going to begin incorporating my hobbies. Please share below the hobbies that you're going to be incorporating or the hobbies that you enjoy already doing. Drop it down below. Perhaps you could be very helpful to somebody reading it. Thank you again for watching this video all the way to the end. I am Dr. Burgundy Collins, and this is Chiropractor in Real Life, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.